Well, spit on, punched, kicked, slapped, bitten, and even groped at work. Nurses and others in the healthcare industry are the most likely to become victims of workplace violence than any other profession. And it's happening now more than ever.
Right. The increase in drug use and decrease in psychiatric care is sending more violent patients into the ER. Our I-Team's Liz Owens exposes the emergency inside the ER.
Recently, Augusta University Medical Center began tracking violent patients. The red flag in a patient's file warns nurses of a potential danger. But we found not all hospitals are taking those kinds of precautions. And we're told some even discourage reporting the attacks. It takes a special person to walk through these doors every day, and here a second could mean the difference between life or death. Hectic, fast-paced, high-stress, ER nurses and doctors see it all, and
because I have been scratched and I have been bitten and I have been pushed.
Get it all. Tell me why you don't want people to know who you are.
I don't want someone to retaliate for what I might say.
What we can tell you is that she's a nurse at Aiken Regional Medical Center.
There is a atmosphere of kind of a fear for stepping out and letting other people, I guess, know about what's going on at the hospital.
What's going on?
Threatening to kill me.
Is this?
My coworkers.
Attack after attack on her colleagues by the very patients in their care. These reports are just from this year. All bad enough for someone to call 911. How many do you think are not reported?
Probably more than half. I mean, 3/4 are not reported, I would say.
That's because she says management encourages them to handle violent patients in-house.
You call for help.
Which is security.
Well, you first call for help from your coworkers, and they come and try to deal with it best we can.
Aiken Regional, like most of our local hospitals, use private security. Are they armed?
No, they are not armed. They just are just your regular kind of security people with a uniform and a badge.
Hospital staff did call law enforcement during this assault. According to this police report, a patient scratched a nurse on her chest before kicking her in the stomach. University Hospital also uses private security, but will call the sheriff's office for backup. These reports show where deputies responded to patients hitting, kicking, shoving, cursing, and threatening their nurse or doctor. And almost all of these, the offender, the patient, suffers from a mental illness.
There's not a lot of behavioral health services, across the state anymore, so that's a gap. So we're seeing more and more behavioral health patients in the ED.
Or in the emergency department, which we know as the ER. Mark Schreiber believes the decrease in mental health services combined with an increase in drug use is the reason more patients prone to violence are coming through AU Medical.
I think it's a challenge across the country and the state.
According to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, more than 70% of workplace assaults happen in a healthcare setting. Over the last 2 years, AU installed panic buttons in the ER and began training staff in self-defense. Even students at the nursing school are being taught how to handle violent patients.
We also have a new process where we can do a risk flag on the patient's record. So the next time that patient comes, you log into the record, it will send an alert to let other people know that this person does have a history of violence.
Are you worried about your safety?
I am worried about my safety, and I'm worried about my coworkers' safety because we really do not have a policy.
Even just 1 second lost could mean a life lost in the ER. There's no time to save yourself when you're saving a life. Aiken Regional told us it does have a workplace violent policy and a violence prevention program. Now, lawmakers have really been stepping up. Some South Carolina lawmakers want to stiffen the penalty for assaulting a healthcare worker. Currently, there is a bill in the House that would do that. Georgia lawmakers made it a felony 2 years ago.